Hey, how you doing? Like, I just want to talk about, do you ever feel like you're in the twilight zone? Like, every day is like Halloween, and you're just going through this on a daily basis every day. You're being attacked and all that. You're talking to people, just having fake conversations with people. They're all scripting and all that. You're synchronizing with everybody, and they're trying to sensitize you everywhere you go. If that's not Twilight Zone, I don't know what is. And every day is a Twilight Zone for me. And you're talking to your family, you talk to people around, and they just like all try to manipulate the situation, intimidate you on some sort of level where you mentally unable to be able to answer questions or be able to do anything with yourself, and they just break you down. But you've this is the type of harassment you've got to deal with. The world today is like become just a massive, just like we're just on another dimension, like another world. And it's like everywhere you go, just people are just, just in another world while we're just like doing our daily things from day to day. And, they go around being like the predator out of the Predator movie, and some people just like are just like that, And unfortunately, Ti is unable to meet the people we're supposed to be met up with. That's why we're in this sort of situation where destiny didn't play a very good hand on our part, and that's why, you know, we're even though we're awake, it's like, you wanted to take the blue pill as well and just be left alone, and just have your daily life and all that. But God's calling me for another reason, to try to expose all this um, bullshit that's all around every day, all the gang stalking, harassment, and these invisible people that I have to deal with every day. And it's like Halloween, like Twilight Zone, where I'm dealing with these invisible entities constantly harassing me all the time. And they're highly aggressive beings. They're always aggressive, always try to intimidate me everywhere I go. And it seems every time I try to have a conversation with somebody, they try to ruin it, and on some sort of level where I'm not socially, they make it socially not possible to be able to be at least on the same level with other people. You're always being spoken down to. You're always being like ridiculed in some sort of way, where they're trying to do this targeting, where they're targeting you in your life every day. And it's some sort of multi-dimensional thing with CERN's Hadron Collider and all the other technology that they've brought out today, where people can turn invisible and pass through walls and objects, and follow you around, you know watch all your passwords. They know all your data. They just download pretty much everything, and they're just going around doing that every day. And I'm just fucking here going through this shit, and I'm just sick of it. And I just want to stand up for myself, and I'm just not getting the support that I need, with my friends and my family, the place that I was born, the place that I grew up. And it's totally become a twilight zone. Like, I'm just so alienated from everybody. You know what I mean? And we're the normal people, and just like everyone's the aliens or something like that now. And it's just come to that, where we're living, and everyone's sort of sexually blackmailed, fucking, or some sort of twisted contract with people, because they're not millionaires, these people. They're just doing it for for the love of it, I suppose, and it's just stalking people and that, and it's just way out of hand, and these laws, these systems have got to change and make it like at least humane for people to live, under, not under these regime, under these conditions. Like this is like, like Gestapo at its best, where you're just being harassed. Interrogation, Spanish Inquisition, like that every day of your life, and every day, like, I'm just copping it from people, like left, right and centre, wherever I go, and, they all try to make you wait, they all try to stuff up your paperwork or whatever, like transactions or wherever you go into the shop, they just make it difficult for you in your day-to-day life, but you just got to get through it as a TI or just someone who's awake. I don't even want to say TI, like just someone who's woke, pretty much, you know what I mean? And most of these people are just fake everywhere you go, and they're just going to be, it's just all this staged acting, you know what I mean? And you don't even know who's who, what's what these days, like you got family that you bloody known your whole life, and it just all goes up to shit as soon as you like come in contact with a gang stalker. You know what I mean? It's all manipulated and fucking fucked up. And, and you're supposed to be this father, you're supposed to be all these kind of people, Matthew, Nathan, all those kind of names that people were calling me and stuff in my life, trying to like baptize me to a certain name. And I was trying to just be that person, and just like live my life without being fucking uninterrupted, and just try to just get a job and live my life and not get fucking harassed all the time, and at least be able to be on some sort of level where you can work with people at least as a team, because I was all about that when I was working and going to my school, and I've won trophies for being a team player. But then when it comes to this shit, you know what I mean? Everyone's like a sellout because they're like sexually blackmailed, try to turn you into like all kinds of like, weird sexual like behaviour, and create in your life and things like that. Pandemonium and that. And it's just like, what you see pretty much on the videos today, what they're doing, all the trafficking and everything, and it's fucking everywhere. All this sexual exploitation, everything's being like sexually exploited, for the old people to all the way to children. The cat down the road even is being sexually exploited and stuff like that. And just every day I'm dealing with this, and I just know that everything I'm looking at is trying to brainwash me. I'm watching the TV, I'm watching all that. They're even using the technology on me. They speak through the television. They speak through all my technology and shit like that in my life. They do that. They got the voice to skull technology that they use on people every day. Even the people that I watch on television, they try to get them to intimidate me. And it's just ridiculous. Like, they can mimic their voices and everything, like, that the television says and that. And it's amazing technology how they can copy the voices from the television. And they can do that. And but we're basically just on this journey where we have to go through it and try to get free from this and find who we are, and at just at least reach out to people as best you can anyway. You know what I mean? If they're someone's stuck up your ass or whatever, you just gotta just like keep going through it. You know what I mean? Because like, you know what I mean? You don't want these people to embarrass you in front of everyone while they're doing all those things to you, and touching your body and like, and just like trying to intimidate you and stuff like that, pretty much. And just like, and you're in the twilight zone. You know what I mean? And you're a TI, you just got to know, man. Fucking, I'm in the twilight zone, right? And these people, when I go outside today, they're going to act all funny. They're going to be gangstalking. They're going to be doing all that shit in the twilight zone. Until we, like, you know, be able to, like, you know, be able to get the power, empower ourselves to, like, you know, just at least not get harassed and just get on with our lives and that, and just be able to say good morning to the, you know, to the cat down the road and that again. And, you know, the sun is shining, the birds are singing again, you know, and like, I can just get some 5 minutes to myself again, you know, or maybe I can, you know, relax for a little while and just do things, you know, and start over again, you know, and at least be on some sort of financial level where I'm just in a better position where I can have a home and just be a man again and just like not be homeless like I have for just so many years and not being able to afford anything and, you know, just getting by off very little, you know, and, you know, I'm grateful for all those things, but you know what I mean? I just know that I'm capable of so much more and all these people are fucking trying to take it away from me, you know? And, you know, there's so much you can learn in the world today and go out there and do things and meet other people. And they just stop you from isolate you and they isolate you from going out there and doing all those things. And, you know, you got so much, you can do so much out there in the world, you know, a man can do, you know, so much to learn and people to see. You only got you put your mind to it, you know, and like it'll work, you know. And stop this harassment where just like a man can just start over again in his life. But, you know, I've always been on the program for 17 years. You know, I could never really hold down a job or something. Like I'd be working for a couple of weeks and then I'd hear that these people would start hitting me, these ghosts. And then, you know, I'd just like I'd just tell my father, look, you know, it's all fucking over, you know, I've got to move back to Queensland or I've got to move back to Sydney. I tell him, you know, just back and forth and all that. And I've just been trying to talk to him like, you know, what can I do? You know, like, you know, I just want to be with my family and just have a life, you know. And all this shit's been just put in the twilight zone on me now, and it's all fucking another like world, another dimension like that. Like Halloween with evil spirits and all kinds of fucking ghoulish fucking things they're plotting and that, you know, that witches plot and fucking ghouls and vampires and zombies, they plot the same fucking way. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous how fucking, you know, what a different world it is today that we're living in, where people are turned into monsters and, you know, and they've become monsters now, you know, and like, there's just like, they don't even consider themselves human, you know. There's some sort of like monsterhood now that we're living in. And, you know, that monsterhood is just like another different mentality altogether. The way humanity used to be, how I was programmed, how I was raised. I'm the last of what society taught me as a child. How to not let people touch you. How to not let people put you down. How to stand up for yourself and be somebody in the world. You know, I was taught you could be whatever you wanted to be in this world. You know what I mean? But I'm being forced by all these entities around me, and just being held, everything's being held against my will. My own voices in my head, everything, I can't think to myself. They're always downloading in my brain constantly. When I'm lying in bed or whatever like that, I try to sing a song in my head just to like block out all the bullshit. And I just try to counteract it with bullshit. And, you know, it's just a mess. It drives you insane and that. How everything's so fake. And like, and just, I just can't believe people are so obsessed. Well, as far as like following people around and like all around the world in their lives, and it's happening to people, and they're being harassed on a level you can't imagine. Helicopters flying over their heads, one headlight, cars going past, people wearing red everywhere you go, people making all kinds of sexual gestures past you and things like that to try and make you look like a predator. You know, there's all kinds of traps that they're setting and things that they try to just make your mind like sensitized to all this. It's a fucking twilight zone. That's what it is, man. This shit came from another dimension for sure. You know what I mean? All these frequencies and all that they're using is multi-dimensional. And whoever taught them this knowledge, mate, they don't come from this world. Whoever taught them all this invisible knowledge to mate, these people don't come from this world. Whoever's got that technology. And it's the power is real out there. There's some sort of galactic takeover in this world. It's not just on a human level. It's on like a different level, like extraterrestrial. Also demonic, at the same time. And it has to do with Satan and God and all the angels and all that as well. And we're just here and I'm just casually stuck in the battle. You know what I mean? Just stuck in my life, just not being able to move forward, and just get a grip on reality and just be with my family and just be with everybody, again. Because all this shit is going down around us, what we're seeing now, isn't going to end well, What we're seeing now is not going to be a happy ending to it. All these illnesses and shit like that, it's not going to be pleasant. And right now's the time to try to wake up your family. Try to just get emergency supplies if you can for yourself, and just in case anything bad happens, and try to have supplies at home and that, extra water and food, that is going to come in handy when you can't go to the shop anymore and buy something because everything's sold out or whatever, and hopefully it won't get to that, but they won't repeat the same mistake like before. But we've just got to try to just be there for our family, even though I'm going through this gang stalking and stuff like that every day of my life. I'm still going to try to make an effort despite what people think about me, who they think I am or whatever, where I come from and what country I come from. And I'm going to just make an effort and just do it anyway. And because this is all going down how it is anyway, and this is going to be the biggest moment in history for mankind. People are going to be wearing masks the whole lot. It's going to be like a new world for a while. And who knows what else they're plotting, other than that. Remember, Egypt had 7 plagues, you know what I mean? And when Moses said, let my people go, all those plagues came, And one day, Moses will come again and say, let my people go, and or else the 7 plagues of Egypt are coming. And, this is what's happening now. It's like there is somebody saying, let my people go. And and it's just God's way of just, through people that, that are being manipulated and things like that. God sees everything, that we're all being brainwashed and fucking manipulated to this fucking cabal, fucking design that's fucking people, that this evil corporation designed. This dysfunctional system that's been brought out today and has been for a long time now. And a lot of people are still stuck in the system, just trapped. But, is there a way like for TIs to come together and things like that? They make it nearly impossible for all us TIs to come together, at least on some sort of level, where we can all just at least create a society that just doesn't that we're not a burden to anyone and they're not a burden to us, and we can at least live somewhere peacefully and just our rest of our lives, because whatever's taken over is already taken over. And we're just the last generation of, human beings that were, from the old school, and we just had we're just old souls, and we just liked our lives a lot, and we didn't want to be humiliated and all that throughout all those years and shit, and causing us trauma and things in our lives. And we wanted to be somebody and make it, and have a career and have a life, and explore the world and go out there and see the pyramids of Egypt, and see all the seven wonders of the world, and just explore it, and it's time, and they're just restricted and all that they got, the restrictions that they got around, and that these days it's getting harder. And I just realise every day it's just Twilight Zone, and I'm just dreaming, there's a chance, and I'm just looking for that vision to come to me and say, that, go to this place and, if you build it, they will come, sort of thing, and I'm just waiting for God to speak to me and tell me to go build something, and I'll build it. And then it'll be done, for the generations or whatever of people that are going to come. And then that need to be looked after, and pray together and do all that, and try to help each other, and, and just get through all the trauma that we're being gang-stalked, or, any other rape or abuse in people's lives and that. And then it'll be us who come together, as one, and we'll stand up, and one day we'll make our own community, and, it won't be the fucking Twilight Zone what we see. Everybody it'll be a town where we all keep to ourselves, and we all understand about the frequencies in the air, and all the technology that people use, and how we talk to each other will be as a different courtesy, giving people a little bit more courtesy and understanding that the mind is confused and being tricked and misled, and we can just carry on with the conversation like normal people, and things don't have to be so awkward, and that we can speak to each other in a less awkward way, where we can at least respect each other's space, and not have to invade other people and judge people and all those other things. and just humiliate them. You know, there's enough of that going on in the world, and if we got our own, like, community, you know, we can just get back to our normal things and just have normal arguments, you know, just like normal people when we're growing up, over money, over women or whatever, you know, and like that's how it was before. And we can like at least keep that sort of mentality. And then one day we won't be here anymore and everyone else will take over. But at least, you know, there'll be a place for us to like live where we can just live out our lives, you know, in the fresh air, where the mountains are or whatever, you know. And, you know, Australia's a big country, you know, where I live. And, you know, there's plenty of places where we can go and start a community. Just like got to come together, that's all. And like, you know, I've been watching other people on YouTube and things like that. And, you know, I just think to myself, you know, I wish I was there fighting with you guys and just standing up to this bullshit. But even us, you know, like we'd be isolated from each other, you know, because we're from like two different worlds and, you know, we've never met each other before but we've got so much in common and it's just like awkward and all that stuff as well. They just make it hard for TIs as also to come together because it's so much of a twilight zone that we're living in, you know, and, you know, TIs don't even trust TIs. You know, a lot of the times they think like TIs are like fake. You know, most people that we speak to in our daily lives, they're mostly fake all the time with us. And we really can't trust anybody. And whoever approaches us, we're very intimidated and things like that by when people come into contact because they're always trying to intimidate you. And it's very hard to find people who you can trust in the middle of, you know, all this fucking chaos that's going on in the world. And like there's only a few real TIs like around. And, you know, but we're out there, men and women alike, you know what I mean? And it's probably happening to more women than it is men. But like I'm just one of them, you know? And, you know, I want to make a home, I want to make a life. And, you know, there's TIs out there as well that want to do the same and not be harassed in their community. But all we need is each other to just build a community where we can go out there and live and try to find a way out of this twilight zone and try to live in, you know, it's not Halloween every day. Anyway, you know, I just thought I'd talk about how everything's a twilight zone and just, you've just got to fight it every day and just like, they're just trying to brainwash you every day and they're always going to be people on your dick, every goddamn dick every day, so you're just going to have to live with it. You know, I know it's hard, but you're going to have to just live with it, man, because people are going to be, everywhere you go, they're going to be on it, you know, and you just got to, it's the twilight zone every day. For woke people, we know that the people are being brainwashed everywhere we go. And like, you know, we're just the last TIs reaching out to each other. And, you know, we've got social media to do that, where we can talk on YouTube. And so, like, just be careful, guys, and be safe. Bless me, bless you guys on YouTube who are watching. And just God keep us safe and God bless. Peace.